Hey folks, Dan Cavallari from The Practical Still, coming back to the bottle on this Barrell whiskey. It's a private release Kentucky whiskey finished in a Pear Brandy cask, 117 proof. As you can see, it's completely empty. That's because, once again, this is take two and I messed up take one. So I've got it here in the glass, and you can see there's just a little bit left. And this has been an interesting one for us because, you know, Mark and I bought this at Spirits Wine Provisions. It was their pick. And it's something that probably neither Mark and I really would have otherwise gotten because we're kind of over it with the finished whiskeys, or we were for a while. But we got this one because, you know, we've had really good luck with barrel whiskeys. All of them have been really phenomenal. They're $100 usually, and that's a tough one to swallow, but these have all been so consistently good that we said, hey, why not? Let's try this, this Pear Brandy finished whiskey. Now, when we cracked it, Mark wasn't crazy about it. I liked it the first time I had it. I really enjoyed it. And then I kind of started to like it less as the bottle went on. But then more recently, as I got to the end of it, I changed my mind about it. And Mark and I talked a little bit about this on the podcast. There's sort of four things you got to get right to make a perfect whiskey in my mind. So the nose, and this one has a wonderful nose. It's sweet, and it's that pear and that brandy. It's sweet, but it's not cloying. So you got to get the nose right. And then you got to get that first initial bit of flavor right as it hits your tongue, and then it's got to, you know, go across your tongue, and then the finish. So those are the kind of the four things in my book of what really makes a good whiskey. This one gets 3 out of the 4 really, really right. To me, the nose is quite lovely. It's not big, it's not bold, but it is pleasant. You get that pear, you get that brandy. It's not heavy on oak. So I really think the nose is lovely. And then with this one, so you get, okay, so there's 2 things happening here. 3 now. So the first thing is that front flavor right as it hits your tongue. And again, it's that sweet pear, that brandy, really, really lovely. The part this one doesn't quite get right is as it comes across your tongue, it feels a little bit thin, and there's just a blast of heat from, you know, it's 117 proof. You get that sort of alcohol burn, and I think that's what turned off Mark and me. And it's not as big and bold and flavorful. It's just more heat across the tongue. But salvation at the end there, you know, that finish, it just goes on. It's very subtle. It's sweet. It's pleasant. It's like a silky sweetness. It's not a cloying sweetness. You know, some of these finished, you know, whiskeys, you get this like blast of sugar or sweetness, and it just tastes not right. This is really well done. The finish is sweet, but it's not like, you know, I just sucked on a Jolly Rancher sweet. You get the pear, you get the brandy, the individual flavors, and it lingers for a while. So if you're going by this, you know, these 4 things that you can get right, which is the nose, you know, the flavor up front, across the tongue, and then the finish, this nails 3 out of the 4 as far as I'm concerned. I don't feel bad for spending $100 on it. It's been a great experience drinking this. I probably wouldn't buy this particular one again. But this does go back to the notion that Barrell has been consistently good, and basically every barrel bourbon I've tried, or barrel whiskey that I've tried, they've all been reliably good and interesting. So kudos to them for really doing a wonderful job. I think their palate is pretty well honed. Whatever they're doing there is spot on. So generally across the board, I can say, you know, you won't regret, or I at least don't regret buying a barrel whiskey, especially at $100. This one would not be my favorite of all of them, but there's still a lot of complexities here and wonderful flavors and a wonderful nose that really made it worthwhile. So that's what I think of this one, and hopefully you found that informative. If you've tried this one, I'd love to hear what you think about it, so please do reach out to us. Otherwise, I'm going to finish this lovely little dram. Cheers.